What is Suboxone? Comment your experience down below. Suboxone is part of what they call a MAP program. What a MAP program is it's a medically assisted treatment for getting off of opiates, heroin, and fentanyl. When it comes to opiate, heroin, and fentanyl, they bond to opioid receptors in your brain, which makes them so much more addictive than just the pain killing themselves. It's how your neurotransmitters now are going through this withdrawal and hyper excited from them. Now, what Suboxone is, it's two different opiate agonists. One's a partial, and what that does is the partial antagonist, it helps when it comes to not having a massive high. So Suboxone isn't going to give you a high like hydrocodone does or oxys or fentanyl, but it will bond to those receptors and not let them flare up and act up. And then the second one is actually so that you don't abuse it. Now, this is a medically assisted program, and it is meant for tapering. And if you don't know what tapering is, it's starting at one dose, lowering it until you're actually off of it completely. Now, the downside to Suboxone, that final taper can be very painful. You do go into withdrawals from Suboxone when you do go through it. But again, it's not as bad as what heroin withdrawals are, and you're also more prepared for it. Now, the one thing I will say is there's a lot of people out there who say if you are on Suboxone that you're not sober. In my opinion, being on Suboxone is a lot better than a needle in your arm, ODing on heroin, ODing on fentanyl. You're a productive member of society, and you're not abusing this. If you've ever met anyone on Suboxone, it's not like they just can't have one. They just have to have more and more. They take it, they don't go through the withdrawals, and they live a productive life. And that is what I think is truly amazing. So yes, it is part of a harm reduction program, if you want to call it that. It is, to me, it's still sober. I will say that. To me, it's still sober because you're not revolving your life around a substance that's destroying your life, and you are doing your best to get sober the way that you can. Ultimately, I will say this, it comes down to my drugs of choice are alcohol and cocaine. There's no right or wrong way of getting sober. It's your way of getting sober. Whether it's going to inpatient treatment, outpatient treatment, tag down below is Sunflower Sober. Download the app, start tracking your days of sobriety, start learning how to journal and understanding where your addictions and cravings come from. Who knows, man? Talk to Sam. You have an AI 24-hour support sponsor. You may even end up at an AA meeting, an NA meeting, a doctor, a therapist, medication. Man, just find what works for you. Sometimes it's all that and then some. But it's about not giving up. So for the one fighting through it right now, I'm proud of you. You got this one day at a time.